Single parents have a unique challenge in the dating game. They must be conscious of how they interact with romantic interests while attempting to maintain a safe, harmonious relationship with their children. Some of the following suggestions may be helpful for single parents who would like to meet someone to marry while being a good role model, caretaker, and provider for their children. Single parent rule 1: don't settle for welfare. The welfare system was initially designed to provide temporary assistance for people in need. If you are a single parent receiving welfare assistance, don't let it become a long-term financial crutch. Instead, prepare written goals to improve your situation. Don't be like the many people who talk about things they would like to accomplish, but refuse to invest the time to create a written plan of action. Your written plan of action can be referenced on a regular basis to help you resist the temptation to procrastinate and waste your resources on things that are inconsistent with the direction you have chosen for your life. A daily to-do list is an excellent tool to use with your written plan of action. Your to-do list will help you track your daily accomplishments, keep you on course, and help you stay focused as you pursue things that may include finishing high school, college, or technical training classes that will increase your earning power and enhance your career opportunities. Renting or buying a place of your own if you are currently living with family or friends. Buying a car to drive to work or school, or helping to establish a single-parent support group at your church. Regardless of what you choose to do while you are single, be sure to take consistent steps to improve your family situation as a single parent. Single parent rule 2: don't feel sorry for yourself. When times get tough, don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself because you are a single parent. Self-pity will not help you change your situation. Instead, acknowledge the fact that you are a single parent, but also remind yourself that you are not the only person facing the challenge of raising children alone. Then try to focus on positive things instead of worrying about things you have no control over. Networking with other positive thinking single parents can also help you get through some of the tough times you may face. Some of the benefits of networking with other single parents may include receiving beneficial information to help you stay motivated and inspired, securing low-cost or no-cost babysitting help so you can attend school or enjoy an occasional social event, or gaining exposure to community services designed to help single parents. Now consider the following warning. Don't have close fellowship with single parents who are unwilling to do what it takes to improve their situations. Close fellowship with them can hinder your progress because they typically sit around and complain about what someone owes them instead of taking control of their own destiny. If you start spending too much time around them, their negative, apathetic attitude may distort any positive images you may have about your future. Single parent rule 3: teach your children how to act. Your children's behavior can have a definite impact on your success in the dating game because the person you date can be favorably impressed or totally offended by the way your children act. Even though the person you date may be mesmerized by your charm or good looks, he or she may run for cover after the first date if your children are ill-mannered, menacing brats. My experience working with single parents makes me well aware of the many hats single parents must wear when they don't have the ongoing financial, emotional, or spiritual support of the absent parent. Still, children cannot be left alone to raise themselves. Your children cannot be expected to grow into productive, mature adults without proper training and instruction from loving parents. The teaching and training provided by responsible parents, married or single, provides children the moral and ethical framework to guide them throughout their lives, and the inspiration to avoid negative relationships and risky behavior. To be effective in the teaching and training process, however, you should not limit your training and discipline practices to the standards that you were subjected to as a child. You should also be willing to learn from gifted men and women who address specific parenting issues from a biblical perspective. In addition, you should be willing to take advantage of relevant information offered by psychologists, psychiatrists, and medical doctors who have specialized training in child development. Many of these professionals now offer training materials in the form of books, audiobooks, videos, and other products offered on their websites. And lastly, encourage your children to stay in school so they will be better equipped to pursue their own goals and dreams. Single parent rule 4: don't let people condemn you. If you are a single parent because of premarital sex, repent for what you did, ask God to forgive you, and move on. If you are a single parent because you got divorced, repent, ask God to forgive you, and move on. Now that God has forgiven you, forgive yourself and leave the past behind. So forgive yourself and refuse to let others condemn you. If necessary, insulate yourself from those who make critical remarks that remind you of past mistakes. If religious leaders in your church try to condemn you, it may be time to find a new church to attend. You would be better off joining a local church that is sensitive to the needs and challenges that single parents face. You should not, however, just drop out of Bible study or stop going to church. There is a place for you in a church family. Just take time to pray and visit new churches until you find one that fits. Single parent rule 5. Don't yield to sexual pressure. As a single parent, it is important to exercise sexual discipline. Commit yourself to abstinence until you are married. Otherwise, you could produce another child, which would compound your challenges. If you choose sexual abstinence, be sure to explain your decision to the people you date to avoid misunderstandings about sexual activity. This discussion is particularly important for the single mother who has frequent financial problems because some men will attempt to exploit her financial vulnerability. Men who do this will offer her financial assistance in exchange for sexual favors. Some single mothers feel intense pressure when it comes to this type of sexual exchange because a little extra money may be useful when the father of their child fails to offer adequate financial support. However, a single mother can have a more rewarding future and will likely feel better about herself if she refuses to exchange sex for financial support and instead learns to be self-reliant and trust God to meet her needs when financial challenges arise. In addition, if she maintains her sexual purity and refuses to yield to sexual manipulation, her chances of meeting the kind of man who will love and respect her enough to marry her if she desires to be married dramatically increases. Single parent rule 6. Keep the other parent involved. Both parents are needed to raise healthy, well-adjusted children. Even if you and your child's non-custodial parent have irreconcilable differences, seeking common ground on important child care issues will definitely benefit your child. Keeping the non-custodial parent informed about special events in the life of your children like ball games, recitals, contests, and report cards is also a very important part of working together as parents. The non-custodial parent's participation in these events will encourage your children and let them know that the non-custodial parent is around to support them even though their parents don't live together. When it comes to visitation rights, both parents should respect the orders of the court. Going back to court over visitation rights can be costly and will likely trigger emotional bitterness. If you allow bitterness and anger to control you, the tension between you and your former mate could escalate into violence. If violence occurs, nobody wins. On some occasions, legitimate circumstances might periodically limit the non-custodial parent's involvement in certain activities. This situation may trigger questions from your children as they seek to understand why their non-custodial parent missed an event. If your child begins to ask questions about this, you should be honest and give a reason, but use age-appropriate terms that your child can easily understand while avoiding negative labels and name-calling that will create a negative image about the absent parent. Single parent rule 7. Don't be disrespectful. If your former spouse or lover has moved on to another relationship, respect the new relationship. Don't interfere with it by making harassing phone calls or displaying obnoxious behavior when child-related issues don't go your way. Neither should you attempt to discredit your child's other parent in the eyes of a new mate. Keeping quiet about unflattering information that your former mate shared with you in confidence is also important. Even though your disclosure of private information may harm your former mate, it may also tarnish your image by making you appear to be vindictive. Wasting your time digging up dirt about the man or woman who has won the affections of your former mate is also counterproductive. So heed my advice. If you respect your former mate's new relationship, your behavior could be instrumental in obtaining the financial or relational support your child desperately needs from their non-custodial mother or father. Lesson summary: single parent rules for dating. 1. Don't settle for welfare. 2. Don't feel sorry for yourself. 3. Teach your children how to act. 4. Don't let people condemn you. 5. Don't yield to sexual pressure. 6. Keep the other parent involved. 7. Don't be disrespectful. This was another marriage success lesson from Dr. David Stevens.